Morning everyone. There's an Airbus A380, which is the world's biggest commercial airliner, and I'll be on it shortly, going to California to see little baby George. If you see this video, it means I found some litter to pick up. There's another 380 beyond it as well. So I'm at Heathrow. It's a lovely day and we're off on the 12-hour flight to see little baby George. So I've not seen him for 10 months, so it'd be nice to see him, and I'll see you on the other side of the pond over at Uncle Sam's. Good morning everyone. Well, welcome to not so sunny California. I am in Huntington Beach area, which is in Orange County, California. So down that way is the coast, probably just a kilometre or so down. And just over the road here at the traffic lights, there's a canal which my son's told me is in need of a litter pick. So at some point on this trip, I shall be going there. Anyway, so I've arrived. I didn't expect to be litter picking. Is that the American Barry Schumacher? Not quite sure. Didn't expect to be. I've already lost it. Didn't expect to be litter picking on day one, but I've just walked up to the store here to get some stuff, and it was terrible up there. So I thought, I can't sit in the house with nothing to do for a couple of hours, so I'm going to go litter picking. So here I am, guys. California. Let's see what we've got. I've already got sort of half a bag here and there moseying around, and my son, I'm going to put it on the floor a minute, has bought me, I wouldn't call it a litter picking stick, I'd call it a cannon, because it is like a cannon, but anyway, we will use that. So let's pick that back up. Let's carry on with the video, guys. It looks like I've got a bit to do, so I'm going to head up towards the lights here and clean it up. Right guys, I've just decided I'll do this little bit in the middle of the road. There's a couple of bits and bobs on here that were bugging me. Then I'll make my way back to the pavement side. This litter picking stick is way too big. It's 41 inches. I mean, it's like a flipping missile launcher, not like a litter picking stick. But look, I'll make do with it. I'm only going to do a few litter picks while I'm here. It's quite slow to use, but I'll make the most of it. So I noticed when I went to the shop earlier, there's the bin over there. So I'm just going to dump these bags by the bin and clean up this area a little bit. I got a good sleep after my flight. I didn't enjoy the flight whatsoever. I watched a film on it, which will be my film review in a little while, but I'll speak about that in a little while. Then I watched I watched another movie called I watched Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War. I must have seen it about 500 times. It just passed the time. And then I started watching that Bernard, what's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch. Put your teeth in, Gerard. I know you're jet lag, mate, but put your teeth in. So I watched him in here. I watched a couple of episodes of Sherlock. Oh, I just found $5. Oh, well. Welcome to the USA, where you find $5 litter picking. Whee! Yeah, that's mine now, mate. $5, eh? That's a good start to my trip. I love America. Right, well, there we go. What a start. What a start to the video. Found $5. 5 Uncle Sam's. Old Trump's going to chase me for the taxes. I'm a volunteer, love. I live in London. I've just arrived yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I haven't got much else to do at the moment. Not until my son comes home from work.
That's so kind of you.
Then we're going to golf.
Yeah.
Take care. Wow. Wow, what a different attitude. 2 Americans straight away saying, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to leave that in the video, guys, believe it or not. Different attitude to the UK. They look at you like they want to beat you up in the UK. They're like, what, you know, what are you doing that for? It's a bit slow going though, guys. This stick is not my favourite. I just couldn't fit my tongs. I couldn't fit my tongs in my case. The hoop went in. Look, that hoop went in the case about a week ago. But the tongs were just too big, so my son bought me these. They're heavy to use, they're hard work, but listen, for what it is, I'll make the most of them. Right guys, I'm going to keep cracking on in the meantime, and I'll meet you back up the traffic lights where it's really messy. Right guys, there's the first bag completed then. Tidied this up, I have missed a little bit, I'll get that on the way back, because it's really crappy up here. I just walked over Trader Joe's. So old Trader Joe's didn't have really much of what I wanted. But wait, you wait. I'll catch you over there guys, because I could be here 10 minutes, but if you can see it on the video, it's really shitty over there, to say the least. When I get over there, I'll edit back in. Right guys, I waited there about 3 minutes, believe it or not, across the road. Thought I wouldn't edit that in too much. So yeah, it's really crappy over here. I walked over here about 20 minutes ago to the store, which is just over there. Well, you can't quite see it, I'm blocked out, but I thought I can't let that settle. Obviously I was planning to do a few litter picks while I'm here, but I wasn't expecting this on my first morning. I tell you what, I'm getting turned round at the moment. I'll head up the road in a minute. Let's just do this corner. These litter picking stick is awful. I've got to be honest. It's like having a steering wheel at the back of a car and trying to drive it. But listen, I'll make do with it. Beggars can't be choosers, as my old pop would have said. So for these couple of videos I'm going to make over here, I'll make do with them. Oh, hurting my hand. It's just going to be slow going guys. I think with my tongs I would have done most of this already. I would have speeded through, like, you know, I'm quite a fast litter picker. Anyway, we're getting some looks. So let's give you a bit more information about myself then guys. So this is my 58th trip to California since 1993. I started coming over here in 1993. This predates the internet, and oh, got to have a rest a minute. These are hard work, these tongs. Anyway, so I ran the Los Angeles Marathon in 1993, came over here for the first time, and stayed with a friend a long way from here, about 50 miles from here, in a place called Upland, which is not by the coast, it's inland a bit more. But anyway, so I stayed with him and we ran the marathon that week. Didn't have a good run actually. I think I ran about 3 hours 14. It was really hot. It was like 100 Fahrenheit, which is about, if you're from Europe and you use that system, it's about 38 centigrade. So I really struggled. Got to about 20 miles. I was like, whoa, not enjoying this whatsoever. I never enjoyed any marathon, to be honest. They're about as enjoyable as standing on the 6-inch now, in my opinion. But anyway, so I finished it and I was like, whoa. Anyway, and then my friend who had moved here, I came and visited him a few times in 94. And then I met Mrs. O. That's how I met Mrs. O. She was from California. So we got married, and I've probably told you in other videos, and she's moved to the UK, and lived there 30 years. And then we've got 3 children, all grown up almost now. But between us, we all have dual nationality, apart from Mrs. O, who hasn't got a British passport, but she has got something called indefinite leave to remain. So you can imagine all the trips I've made up the US Embassy in the past. I was telling George about it last night. I said, what a pain in the arse that was, going up the US Embassy, trotting up there every time one of you lot popped out.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, mate.
I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. I found $5.
Did you?
Yeah, where is it? It's here somewhere. There you go. I love America. Hey?
Thank you.
Take care.
No
No! No tax on tips, he shouted. I think that was one of Donald Trump's slogans when he was running the recent election. Well, he's just, by the time you see this, it'll be ages. He might have been shot by then, but at the moment he's still alive and kicking. So anyway, let's carry on. So anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, Mrs. O. So that was it really. So we've lived in the UK, but obviously with Mrs. O's family out here, we only have to really buy a flight. We don't really need a car. Just pick that up with your fingers, Gerard. Just pick that up with your fingers. So I can come to California cheaper than what most people could have a weekend in Brighton. I just got to pay the flight, basically. So that's the story behind it. So the reason I've been lots of times is obviously I've got family here, and it's really as cheap as chips for me to come. So this flight at the moment I booked on Christmas Day. I was ebbing and flowing about whether to come or not and see George, because I'm coming out again in April. By the time this video comes out, I would have already come again, because this video ain't going to go out until about May, I would have thought. I'm so far ahead of myself with videos. Anyway, let's cut a short story long. So yeah, I've come out for about £450. Came out on the A380 Airbus yesterday, which is the world's biggest aircraft. We'll put a picture of it up. I didn't enjoy the flight one bit though. Found it horrible. So anyway, it is what it is. It's a means to an end. So I'm here now. Anyway, look guys, I'm just going to finish off this little section here, and then I'm going to have a little mosey down that road. Not expecting too much today. If I can get 3 bags, I'll be happy. There's a few small bits I'm missing. I wouldn't miss them with my own tongs, but these are just hard to use. Alright guys, I'll meet you in a minute. Right guys, I've tidied up most of that corner. There's a couple of really small bits that I just can't get. They're sort of buried into the ground almost. They've just been crushed up so much by vehicles. I just can't really get them out of the ground. I don't really want to prick around for half an hour for a few little tiny bits. So they can keep them. Let's just get this, and then I'm going to go up and just do the edge of the road guys on this next road, which is called Hamilton. Nothing to do with Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, Barry Schumacher. I've got all the motor racing names are coming out today, ain't they? So that'll do. Right, a couple of little bits here. So yeah, I'm going to make my way down this road a little bit guys, and then make my way back again. Certainly worthy of a litter pick. As I said earlier, I went to the store and I was quite surprised. I was like, whoa. Anyway, so I think a lot of it's just towels from this garage that have just been either discarded or blown away. But anyway, I'll do it. I ain't got much else to do at the moment. There's an 8-hour time difference with the UK, so at the moment it's about 11 in the morning here. It's already 7 at night at home. I spoke to Lauren earlier. She said, how was it, Dad? I said, oh, it was horrible. Oh, I'll tell you one thing that happened. Put a little picture of it up. I met Vinnie Jones at the airport. He was collecting his bag. If you don't know who Vinnie Jones is, guys, he's a British guy. You would have seen him probably on TV. He's become more famous for that. He's actually started off being a footballer, and he won the FA Cup in 1988 with Wimbledon. So he's got a sort of reasonable pedigree, and he was known for his hard man tactics. He's not as hard as me, mind you. I'm as hard as nails. But he's known for his hard man tactics on the pitch. Went in for some crunching challenges, and got this famous picture of him with Paul Gascoigne, or he's grabbing him by the nuts. I'll see if I can find that again and put it up. Yeah, if I have managed to find a picture of it and put it up, you can see Gazza's face. He's like, oh, that hurt. Right in the mid-wicket, shall we say. Anyway, so after football he wanted to be an actor, lovey. So he went, just a sec guys, I've got to cough my lungs up. So he went into, he'd done some roles in films. I've just coughed my lungs up, by the way, edited that bit out. And he was in a thing, I think he was in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, was one of his earlier films. And then he's done quite a few bits now. You'd have to check him up on the internet. I can't remember everything he's done. And then, more recently, he was in a programme called The Gentleman, which is a spin-off of a film called The Gentleman with Hugh Grant. And he's got his own series as well on, he owns a little bit of land in the English countryside. It's called, I think it's called Vinnie Jones in the Country, which I happen to have watched. Then, more recently, I saw him in a show. I went and saw a show up in Hammersmith called Only Fools and Horses, which is based on a British television show, and they've done a show about it, and he was in that as well. So I had a little chat with him at the airport, told him he's crap at singing and I sing better. And then what else have we been doing? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what guys, let me just finish this off. I'm going to walk up the street a little bit more, and then on the way back I'll come and do my film review. Oh look, oh I do, is this a pissy one? Oh, I love a pissy one. Looks like a pissy one. Oh, you can't escape it. Feels like I'm back in Cranford Lane. I'll tip that out. Oh dear. Maybe I'll rename this area Cranford. I'll see you in a minute guys, I'm just going to finish off this edge. Right guys, there's a little bit in these bushes here which I'm going to get. Not a lot, it's not as bad as the UK. I'll tell you one thing though, this bloody sticker's annoying me. Oh, it's absolutely just too powerful. It's like, it's just too hard to use. I'm going to beat the crap out of George later when I see him. Funny, since I started litter picking, I would never have noticed this years ago. Since I started litter picking about 5 years ago now, 5.5 years ago by the time this video goes out. You just wouldn't have even looked at that and give it a second thought. Now I can see every bit of litter that goes on the floor. It's like I'm transfixed with it. I could spot a bit of litter 10 miles away. So, a lot of Americans are saying thank you to me. Then they hear me speak and they're like, where are you from? Where are you from? You from little old England? I'm like, yes. His Royal Majestic Britannic Majesty has told me to go over to the USA and give it a tidy up. So I said, I'm here. They'll believe anything, a lot of them, if you tell them with a straight face. Anyway, let's carry on a little bit, guys. Let's do my film review, guys, because I ain't going to go too far. Probably only going to get a couple of bags, actually. I mean, I'm picking up loads of litter, but it's just small. There's not as many bottles, I've noticed, and cans as like in the UK. There's nowhere near. I think they have a return scheme here. I might stand to be corrected, but I'm pretty sure you can return bottles and cans here. So, probably why I'm getting nowhere near as much in the terms of volume. I'm picking up hundreds of little pieces. So let's do the film review. Baby George is going to edit this one, guys, because Lauren's at home. She is coming over here in a couple of weeks on her own. But George, cue the icon. Right, guys. So I saw an advert for a film when I was litter picking. I might have actually mentioned it in one of my videos. I seem to remember being on Dawley Road. It's called Conclave. So I watched it on the plane yesterday coming over. And I thought, what's that all about? It's a right load of old toilet. I thought, well, I've got nothing to do for quite a while, so I shall watch it. So I watched Conclave. It's got Ray Fiennes in it. There's another guy in it, quite famous. I'll put his name up on the screen, guys. I can't think of his name for the moment, but you'll know him. Oh, actually, I've just thought of his name. It's called John Lithgow. So he's in it as well. So basically, it's about choosing a new pope. The pope dies, and it's about the choice of a new pope. It's a little bit political, believe it or not, the way it is. It's about an hour and 50 long. It's a good little film, actually. I was really surprised. Great story to it. All the politics involved. So obviously I don't want to tell you too much about it, because if you're going to watch it, I don't want to ruin it for you and say, oh, it's great what happened in the end. It's a complete waste of time otherwise, me telling you. But what I will say is, there's like a political story to it. Oh, I found a bit of rubbish at long last. Love it. There's a political story to it about the choosing and all the ins and outs of choosing a new pope. And Ray Fiennes plays, basically, he's the dean that has to supervise it all. So he supervises the whole process and all the votes. There's like a vote going on. And yeah, to cut a long story short, it's basically all about that, and it is pretty good. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it, because I was quite surprised when it finished. I was like, oh right, that's a shame. I was enjoying that. So it's called Conclave, guys. It's certainly worth a watch. It probably won't have got a lot of advertising, because it's not got a massive budget with it, but yeah. But I'm gonna give it a decent score of 8 out of 10, guys. It's a very, very good story. It's well acted out, and as I said, most of us probably haven't got the foggiest idea about what goes on in these sort of things when they choose a new pope and whatnot. So it gives you an idea into that process, guys. So if you watch it, I'll say enjoy it, but it is a good story, guys. I wouldn't tell you it's a load of old toilet if it wasn't, or was. So, or wasn't, that really makes sense, does it? So it's a good film, guys. Put the time aside if you see it on the TV or you want something to watch. Called Conclave, Ray Fiennes, and yeah, decent film. In the meantime, I'm just going to finish this off, guys, and then I'm going to sort of head back. Right, guys, let's just put this a little bit tidy. Got a little bit more room in this bag, and then I think what I'll do is just carry them back and call it a day for today. I've certainly done I've cleaned up all them tissues, which was very time consuming to say the least. Oh, look at that bit of glass. Wow, look at that. Bloody lethal that is. Look at that. That'd slice you right open, that would, if you trod on that. Let's just pick that up. So what I'll do, guys, is just tidy this up in this bag, and then I'll just get another bag for the rest of it. There's a few homeless people here, so I'm wondering if this is their mess. Could well be. Oh, missed a bit earlier. What a wally. I'll tell you what, guys, let me just continue to do this, and then I'll just shuttle the bag back to that bin, which is about 300 yards away. Quite happy with what I've done today, to be honest. Right, guys, I split the bag that I got of cardboard. So I've taken it to the bin where I dumped the first bag. So I've dumped a couple of there. I've got 3 bags there at the moment. I'm not far from it. I just couldn't carry it all though. Obviously I'm not going to be bringing my trolley over here, am I? What it has told me though is this: I'm certainly going to have a litter picking channel when I do move to the USA. Now I might be slightly delayed with that because something I cannot tell you about, guys, has come up. And I just can't. I'd love to tell you, but I can't. But it means I might be slightly delayed in my move. So that's all I'm prepared to say at the moment. And that's as much as you're getting. But when I do move, I am going to be moving though. But when I do move, what I do know is I'm certainly going to have a litter picking channel still. I'm going to buy myself a set of tongs as well. Not this bloody monstrosity that George has got me. We're going to golf this afternoon, by the way. So come on, George, we're going to have a game of golf. Let's have a little look in these bushes. They're usually worthy of a bit of rubbish. Well, they are in the UK anyway. Slightly different mindset out here. Slightly. So I've cleaned up that corner over there, guys, which was my main objective with all that crap. So I'm pleased with that. It does look a million times better. What I've done looks a million times better. The canal's up there. That's probably going to be my next video. So yeah, I'm certainly happy with my work today. Good morning.
Have a great day.
Yeah, I will do. Thank you. Sorry?
Where are you from?
London.
I love it.
Right. Yes, let's just empty the bit off this as well, guys. I've got room for it. So just free that bin up a little bit. And there's a little bit in here, guys, and that'll be the end of the video. So just buy a bin over here as well, guys. So just tidy it up real quick. Ain't going to take me 10 seconds. So guys, it just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching again another video. This has certainly given me an eye-opener. There's enough litter in the USA to keep me going, isn't there, for the channel in the future? But the future's the future, and I'll worry about that when I get to it. As I said when I done Ducks Hill Road a few weeks ago on one of my videos north of the borough, I think that's the video I've titled A Quacking Job. I had to, didn't I? Ducks Hill Road, a quacking job. Come on, guys, you know me. You know my dry sense of humour by now. So when I went up there recently, I sort of said to you that I'm going to be travelling to and fro, so when I do go back to Blighty, I'll leave a bit of litter picking stuff. Right, that's it, guys. Let's just go and bag this up and sum up, and then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and yeah, it looks really, really, really much better. I mean, there's a bit on the way home I'm going to pick up, but I'll just do that off camera. It's only 2 little pieces. Right then, guys, 4 bags, street cleaned, everything nice and tidy. Pleased with my job today. Thank you very much for watching again. The next video will probably be another California one. If I do one, I might just spread it out, I don't know, but there'll certainly be another one from here at some point in the next few weeks. Just thanks very much for watching, guys. Pleased with my efforts today. I'm going to go home, get ready. The sun's starting to come out, it's getting warm now. And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I'm going to have a nice cup of tea, and because I am that British guy who travels with his tea bags, first thing to go in the case, mate, box of tea bags. And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Catch you on the next one.